All right, sound check. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody can hear me loud and clear. Okay. Hi, Wee Chong. Yes, thanks for liking. Okay. Yeah, do a sound test first. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? The last time I tried the earpiece, it didn't hear quite well, so I'm going back to my Apple AirPods. So can I get some feedback whether the sound is good? Okay. Anybody? Yes, Yao Ji, thank you. Okay. Yes, can hear. All right, cool. Okay, good. Okay. I usually don't do one talk after another, but I think it's very important right now. I quickly jump in when it's a very unusual phenomena that I have to brief everybody. Okay, cool. Okay, um, okay. The weather is quite cold here. Okay, yes. Apple brand's the best. All right, cool. All right, okay. Everybody, just give a blast of light. Okay. Yes, I'm only living on YouTube. Yeah, great. Okay. So, quite a big story yesterday. So, I think it's very important for me to jump in to talk about it. Yes. Okay, wait now, just adjust. Yes. Okay, as you can see, I'm in Angmor land right now. Okay, I just landed this morning in Angmor land. So, right now, I thought it's important for me to share. All right, everybody give a like first, then I start, okay? Yes, very important for this talk. Ouch, yeah. Yeah, you may not know, but I actually have a donut here. Donut, they call it donut seat. Yeah, this helped my tailbone. My tailbone. I don't know how many of you have this experience, but my tailbone has been injured, so it's kind of painful. Yeah, so I'm actually trying not to injure my tailbone. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you for the birthday wishes. Yes, so today is the 14th. My birthday was on the 13th. Yes, so today I'm officially 50 years old. So sad, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cross the big five. Mm. Yeah. So yes, thank you. Thanks, Stanley. Yes, thank you. For those coming, please give a like. Okay, then I'll start. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. So this Friday. So hi, Sean. Okay. Hi, everybody. Yes. Okay. Jian Xiang, yes. So my slides are all in the description. If you see it, yep. So I'm gonna start in just a while. Okay. Yes. All right. Cool. Thank you. Okay. Right. Someone can help me post on my Telegram. I always forgot to tell everybody I go live. Junice, if you can help me post it on my Telegram will be great. Okay, family, good to see you. Billy, good to see you. Yes, Eric, good to see you. Thanks. Yes. Okay, thank you. Yes, BK, good to see you too. Yep. Okay. All right, let's start, shall we? Okay. I've got a lot of things to do here, so I better, still some time away from Premium Mall. So I thought, let's go. Okay. So this is my 222nd talk. Yesterday I did a talk at the airport, and I thought I want to share with everybody some interesting finding. Okay, so the title of my talk is "Market Jumps Up When Inflation Jumps Up." Initially, I put a title WTF. Okay, then I thought not very nice to use such word. I put what the fish, right? So because when inflation goes up, the market crash, always crash. Okay, so inflation goes up, market crash. But this time around, strange. When inflation goes up, the market actually jumped, and it jumped by a lot, not a bit. So what the hell happened, right? Thanks, Tommy. Okay, Charlie, good to see you. So I thought, is the market bottom up really? So I thought it's important for me to share everybody some analysis. There's some insights that I think I might be one of the few person in the world that has seen this. So I wanted to give you this insight. So for those 159 people, please give a like, please. I'll start, okay? So yesterday, the the U.S. government announced the CPI numbers, and it hit a high of 8.2%. 8.2%. To be frank, it actually went down by 0.1%. The previous month was 8.3, A few months ago, it started at 9.1. So it's actually kind of coming down, okay? But it's not coming down fast enough. So expectation was that it should come down more. So high prices remain a big problem in US. And you know what? In fact, initially the market crashed. Okay, and I look at it, I was like, wow, I expected the inflation to go down a little bit more, like what most analysts does, but the inflation remained freaking high at 8.2%. It's down marginally, but it's not down enough. But what is more important is this thing that is actually at the center of all discussion, which is this thing called core inflation rate. Okay, core inflation rate. Core US inflation rise to a 40-year high. What the hell is a core inflation? They have two, there are many inflation indices. One is the CPI, Consumer Price Index. Then there's a core inflation. Then there's a producer price index as well. There's many of these. So actually, when we look at inflation, you can ask what inflation rate are you looking at. So to Mr. Lu, property and shelter doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah. So but to someone else, it might matter because they're renting houses, things like that. So anyway, so when we talk about the core inflation, this is very important, very important. The core inflation is basically prices excluding food and energy, increased 6.6%. This is a 40-year high. If you look at this pink chart here, 40 years ago, okay, it was so high and then it dropped, then it jump up again. So this one is the one that caused everybody to go crazy. Yep. So US core inflation right now is very, very high. So basically, in the core inflation, the biggest item is shelter, food, and medical care. Shelter, food, and medical care. And this one contribute to the most to the rise. Okay. And this is a very important thing. And I thought it's very important for Mr. Lu to give you some insights because I saw something that I think most people didn't see. And that's, or maybe this is what everybody in Wall Street see. That's why yesterday rise. I don't know, okay? But for sure, everybody is saying right now, okay? Everybody is saying right now, a 75 basis point rate hike in November is almost a given, okay? So the Federal Reserve will most likely increase the interest rate by 75 basis point, okay? So that one is almost a done deal, okay? You will see every analyst out there say that jialat, the Federal Reserve is going to increase the interest rate to some phenomenal rate right now. So, you know, yeah, it's probably going to happen. Okay, it's probably going to happen. That the Federal Reserve is going to has stated it many many times that I'm not going to stop until I see come down fast and furious. So this kind of small little increase, Federal Reserve not happy. Okay, now, but what happened yesterday? What happened? Anybody? Okay, anybody was watching? Hi Francis. Anybody was watching the the stock market yesterday? First of all, it crashed. It crashed really badly. And then I was before I set off from home to the airport. I watched the numbers like, yeah, sad. Okay. Anyway, then I went to the airport, and then after I check it, not check in, I go to the custom and things like that. Okay, check in my luggages, blah blah blah. I go to the lounge and boom, it went sky high, simi-sai. Right. Okay, ridiculous. Okay, but everybody should give a like. Damn, there's some mosquitoes here. Okay, yeah. Okay, you bought the crash. That's interesting. Okay, like this kind of ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Ridiculous is the word. Okay, but it's quite interesting. So basically, the stocks came back strong, shrugging off hot inflation reading. That was what exactly happened here. I thought was quite interesting. Okay, let's look at what happened to the S&P 500. This was the S&P 500. Okay, yeah, it was went down, 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 down. It went down. Then it went up again, and then it rose to some dramatic numbers. That's That's amazing, right? So, and then you look at the Nasdaq, it's the same story. Nasdaq went down, when the announcement goes out, and then went up again, right? This is shit news, shit news, and the market actually went like that. Now, I've been on the plane. The plane internet was quite bad, but I tried to look at some articles. When I landed, I was for working. For working with B, I was eagerly listening to all the analysts and what they say and things like that. Nobody could actually provide a very concrete answer why. Okay, I think most of the consensus is that it hit a support line, therefore it bounced. But it don't need bounce so much. So yeah. Well, I can't answer the question why because this is what economists call animal spirit. You know, this is really like bully one. Just up down 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 the kind of thing. But I thought there is something in the CPI that I wanted everybody to take note of. Okay, um, and I thought that was a very interesting insight. So yesterday the the S&P 500 went up by 2.64%. It's very very high for a 1 day jump, especially in a shit day. And the Nasdaq went up by 2.35%. In fact, the S&P 500 went up more than Nasdaq, and that is quite rare. Okay, that is quite rare. Okay, so what is the? I think one phenomena I said before is that too much fear of fear takes away the fear from fear. Too much fear of fear takes away the fear from fear. I think this is happening. In short, the market is getting sian already. Just sian is a Hokkien term. Sian. The market is just sian already. So, but will today go down? Yeah, it could. It started high, then down, then high. So but all this kind of animal spirit is difficult to predict. Okay, but I wanted to give you this very interesting insight. Actually, things ain't that bad. Ain't that bad. That's a good word, Eric. Fear fatigue. FF. Fear fatigue. I like this. Okay. Actually, everything ain't that bad on the inflation. When I look at the details, yeah, it's not so bad. And I don't think many people actually saw this. Okay. So first of all, we must first agree that inflation is coming down. Okay, not fast, but it's coming down. Okay, so it's coming down, it's coming down, it's coming down. From 9.1 is now 8.2. So clearly it's come down. Yes, it's not coming down fast enough, but it is clearly coming down, and that's a good thing. But the one that people can't be about is actually sorry, there's a damn mosquito flying around biting me. Okay, yep. So so the the inflation rate is coming down, but the one that's going up is the core inflation rate. And yesterday, if you look at the report from the US government, there's one big chart here, and this basically here is the 8.2%. Here are all the components, okay? I won't go in detail what is it, but there are two boxes I want you to look at. One is the 6.6%, which is the core inflation, okay? And the other one is this thing called shelter, okay? Because the 6.6% interest rate is actually made up of many, many data here. But you look at the first one, okay? Look at the first one, commodity, less food and energy commodities, okay? New vehicles went up 0.7%, but not everybody needs a new vehicle. So the weightage of this new vehicle to this index is actually very low. So this thing went up by 0.7%. New cars are expensive, that is true, okay? But you look at the next one, used car and trucks, they went down by 1.1%. So so the other one is apparel went down by 0.3. Medical care commodities went up by 0.3. Service apparel went up by 0.3. Service medical care went up by 0.1. Service service there are three components to it. Transportation went up by 1.9%, which is high, but it's not as big a component. Okay, and medical care services went up by 1%. But the one that went up a lot, that's a heavy weightage, is this thing called shelter. 0.7. I I actually put shelter. So the 0.7 has a heavy weightage on the 6.6%. Okay. So it's a bit complicated, but let me say, okay. inflation rate, okay, inflation rate at the, first of all, overall inflation rate is coming down. So there's no argument whether uh, inflation generally is good or bad. But the one that came down a lot, the one that didn't came down a lot is this thing called core inflation. And core inflation, actually, they are half lah. One part of it came down a lot, but the other one came up a lot. So it kind of like offset each other, right? So the one that came up a lot, is this thing called shelter. This one very careful, shelter and other services. But shelter itself constitute heavily, heavily to the inflation. So listen carefully, okay? But US shelter simply means housing. Shelter is measured by a proxy of rental and house prices and things like that. But if you look at the statistics, okay, it has been going up. You know, zero point 0.6 in July it was 0.5, in August was 0.7, and now September is 0.7. But something is wrong. Okay, something is wrong. Why I say something is wrong? Okay, because if you have been following the US news, amazingly, okay, we are missing something big here. While the CPI, oh my goodness, I got a low battery warning here. While the CPI registered a rise in shelter costs, US prices are falling. Falling. These are all headlines that I pull out from the various news. The US housing market has a big chill. Okay, demand and prices are falling. Bay Area housing prices continue to fall. This is San Francisco Bay Area. The housing prices are falling. US prices fall for the first time in a decade. Right? Falling, you know. And then Time Magazine, actually, one big fact article that says that US house prices fall for the first time in a decade. Okay? Now, someone said, maybe Mr. Lu, they're looking more at rental. Okay, let's look at rent. Rental are tumbling in 27 of US biggest city, still rising on 8. Okay, so majority are falling. Rent fall for the first time in 2 years after climbing to record. US rent prices are showing signs of cooling down. Okay, so listen carefully. Yeah, the inflation rate is coming down, but the core inflation is going up simply, largely, not only, but largely because the CPI is computed that the housing prices are housing prices and rental are going up. But the news I just show you are all showing that rentals and prices are coming down. So what the hell is happening? Okay? So what the hell is happening? Simply because housing has a huge lag effect. Huge. Maybe half a year kind of lag effect. So if you read some of the articles here, it actually says, okay, that this is that shelter costs, which is the component in the CPI, which are the biggest service component, makes up a third of overall CPI index. Okay, rose for a second month. Both shelter and owners equivalent rent were up 6.7% on annual basis, most on record. Okay, but economy that is being elevated or sometimes given the lag. Yeah, so given the lag between real-time changes and in rent and house prices, okay, so in fact there's a huge lag effect, between what is the real thing, okay, and what is the real thing and what is on the ground. So actually, what am I saying? Let me tell you, ceteris paribus, which means all things equal, the inflation has already peaked on the ground, and in fact it's coming down. Just that in calculation wise, it is not, okay? In calculation wise, it is not as good. Actually, if I take out the earpiece, I think I sound better, right? Can you please tell me whether I sound better with or without earpiece? Okay? Yeah. Do I sound better with or without earpiece? Sound better. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, noise cancellation will be worse. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So what I'm saying is that, okay, what I'm saying is that actually the inflation has already peaked. It's just that computationally wise, because the way they compute, okay, there's a huge lag effect. The government cannot catch up with what's happening on the ground. Yeah, actually the background noise is done. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let's bear with me for a while, okay? So actually this is a very important point. Okay, maybe I should put this back and see. Right? Better without earpiece. Okay. Yeah, but you can hear all the can't hear noisy. Alright, okay. Let me put this back and see whether with earpiece better. Alright, cool. Okay. More coffee shop noisy, yeah, okay. Alright, cool, okay. Okay, so I put it back. Is it better right now? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Can you guys hear me? Alright, cool. So, what I'm saying is this, okay? What I'm saying is this, that the inflation actually has peaked. Yeah, sorry, my wife is interfering. Turn off the Bluetooth. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Give me. Okay, good. So what I'm saying is that the inflation has probably peaked on the ground. So it's just computationally, it's still a lag effect. Okay. Now, of course, there are many factors. Okay, many factors that affects the CPI. So maybe this month it looks like it's okay. Next month something goes up. So right now the OPEC has cut their oil production, and guess what? As a result, the oil prices are going up a little bit. So it's hard to say, but I think on the general direction, I I probably say this with a lot of risk, but it might be better days ahead now. It might be better days ahead now from the point of an inflation. Okay, so I don't know whether the stock market actually saw what I saw, and that's why yesterday it rise. But you know what? The stock market is full of animal spirit, right? I'm quite sure right now. I haven't seen the latest numbers, but the stock market might be coming down a little bit and softening, and then later go up again and come down again, go up again, come down again, go up, come down again. Very very difficult. But what I'm saying for sure is that from the inflationary point of view, there are indicators that it has peaked. It's just that from a computational point of view, it has not peaked. And the second one that is not, the second one that is not real, no, that's not catching up here is wage inflation. That's the one that the Federal Reserve is very, very, very concerned about. Wage inflation. Okay. So anyway, it will go up and down and down and down. We don't care. As far as I'm saying, as long as when it's down, you buy at a good price. I think it's okay. You have a long term, you have a long term time horizon. It's okay. Actually, you better buy, you know, 3,500 points, 3,000 points, 3,800 points, 4,000 points. If a long-term time horizon, I think it's actually fine. Okay. So so anyway, so yesterday the CPI results has come out as a dampener. The stock market has a very unusual upswing. We should expect some softening because market maybe come to terms and things like that and go up and down and down. But you know what? So I thought it's very important for you to see what I saw, that I think the CPI has some component of hope. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Maybe I take some questions and then take some questions, and after that we can all break so that I can go and do some of my other work. Okay. Anyone has any comments? Yep. Okay. It's getting chilly here in Europe. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Getting chilly here. Right. So yes, Diamond predicted another 20% fall. Yep. So you may be right, may be wrong. Yep. Okay. Okay. I can't tell, man. he must be had a foresight of God to be able to say that. To be able to say, yeah. How come my hair grows so much? Oh, haven't grown so much. I went to plant it. Okay. Can share your current portfolio. Largely S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Yes, largely. Okay. Any CPF sharing? Not today. I shared CPF a lot already. Okay. They're all in my YouTube video. So for those people who came in, please take a look at uh, take a look at all my YouTube videos. Just hit subscribe and like. Okay. Yep. Subscribe and like. You will see some of these videos. Okay. How is the buying power in Europe? The euro has fallen quite a lot. Yeah. So I don't think it's much of buying power. Okay. We'll be firing another shot. Yeah, I have to fire another shot. I just uh, space it out lah. I think I have another 100 to 100 to 150 more to go, and then I'll call it a day on all my CPF. Then after that, if I need to fire more, I have to fire from cash. Okay, cool. Okay, so U turn again. No, go N turn. I think market is like that, so it's okay. What do you think of the impact of a Europe energy crisis? It's probably contained in Europe. So I wouldn't think they will have a spillover to the rest of the world. Have you considered possibility of lost decade for US? Not this round. Not this round. Because the policymakers are doing all the things right now. Okay. Any I think a high chance of CPN going up due okay. CPF SA going up. Mm, maybe because maybe I think there's a reasonable chance for that happen, but not high. Okay, when do you think interest rate coming down? I think my guess, 2024 or something like that. Yeah. Okay, at least end of 2023. Yeah, is SG REITs investment? I think a high interest environment, SG REIT is a bit dangerous. Yeah. Okay, I will avoid it. Yeah. USD continue to go up, I'm sure it will because the US interest rate keep going up. Yeah. So the Sing dollar has the Sing dollar the MAS have actually announced that they're going to push the Sing dollar up. So I wouldn't do something on currency right now. It's too volatile. Yeah. Okay. Any other comments? Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. All right, good. Okay, with this, I just want to do a short live just to announce what I saw. Okay, so with this, maybe all of you have a good weekend, and I'll see you all on on Sunday. Okay, usually I don't. Yeah, on Sunday. Okay. Any comments on Dragon on housing crisis indicated in recent video? I don't think you disagree with me. Okay. Yeah. OPEC cutting oil will increase the inflation. Yes, that could. Okay. But I didn't see oil going up that high yet. Okay. So not so bad. With such a discount opportunity, really stick to indices? For me, yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay. I will call an end right now, and I got to rush to some other work. Okay. So please smash the like button. More than half of you have not smashed the like button. Okay. Thank you guys. Okay, I gotta go to my other stuff to do, and thanks for watching. Okay, all right, I'll see you again this weekend. Okay, bye bye. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.